Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. So I'm super excited to show you the 3 boas that just shed out. And as of right now, these are the 3 biggest snakes that I do own. So it's exciting to watch them grow and get even larger. So I decided just to start out with the Argentine boa, and she is a purebred, and she's about 4 years old, and she's growing fast. Seems like she's probably shedding more than the other boas. And what I've seen or read is that the Argentines can get a little bit bigger than the BCI boas, and as with some of the morphs that go along with the BCIs. So we'll have to see. I mean, she still has a lot of room to grow. She should get a lot bigger body-wise, a lot thicker. I don't think she'll change her colors too much. I think these will be her adult colors, and she'll stay like this for her entire life. I know some of you guys came onto the channel seeing the Argentine. Some of you guys have said that you guys own them or have bought one after seeing her, and I think that's super awesome. I don't really see that many of them, and I know that they're getting, I wouldn't say rarer, but I think the pricing is going up. Right now, not too many people are really looking to buy these just because of how expensive they are right now. But I don't know too much about them. Obviously, they come from Argentina, and they are endangered down there. They're on the endangered list. So they're protected species. So basically, I guess if we want one here in the United States, we have to find a breeder because importing them would definitely be illegal, I would assume. But she's a good temperament. She will try to bite me in her cage, but once she's out, she doesn't have any problems, and she's super curious, and she has a pretty large head on her. Some people have said that it's a good size for her proportion with the body, so that's definitely a good thing. And we can see on her belly scales, which are good, and then we can see that she's a pure Argentine by her tail. A lot of people do try to mix in the BCIs or the Redtails and get a little bit redder tail and then some of the saddles from the BCIs and stuff like that. But I like the original ones. I do like the Max lines, but I really kind of just prefer the black and white. So if you do have a baby one, this will probably be what they will look like as adults. Some do change, some are darker, some are a little bit lighter, some have more white to them. But all in all, they do change from the babies to the adults, which I think is awesome. And with her being so dark, she does have a nice iridescence to her. So we will see how big she actually gets. I don't know how big she is now. Maybe, I don't know, 5 feet, maybe. Nothing ridiculous, but definitely a good size on here, and definitely getting some weight on her. So we'll check out the normal boa because she shed out, and then the ghost boa she shed out as well. I do have 2 or 3 smaller boas that I'm waiting on shedding. Was kind of hoping it would all happen at once, but everybody's a little bit different. So definitely excited that these girls are done and complete. So without her getting, without her falling, and she did. So this is her shed, and it's not totally unwrapped. There's a little rip in the belly scales, but I'll dry it out like this and then save it. I'm starting to save a lot of the bigger ones. I used to have tubs full of the sheds. I still have a lot of saved sheds of when they were growing up, and I just don't know what to do with them. But the bigger ones would be cool to dry, cut down the center, and then if they're perfect, just have them for whatever reason. But we'll check out the common. All right, so we have the common, and this is her shed. So it's not totally unraveled, and it doesn't look like there's any rips in the belly scales. Sometimes when I unfoil them, I kind of rip them, so sometimes it's my fault. But they basically all shut out when I was sleeping. I saw them starting to, and then some of them could take an hour or two because they just sit there halfway through, and then they just wait around and they just do it at their own pace. But so this is her. She's definitely bigger than the Argentine. She definitely weighs a lot more. I can definitely feel the weight on her than on the Argentine, but she definitely has some good muscle tone on her. And I don't know if we can see her very well with the lighting, but she is my very first boa that I ever owned about 4 years ago. And she can be good out of her cage. Again, I don't know why some of these snakes like to throw an attitude while they're in the caging. They'll strike at the glass and when you walk past or whatever, but when you have them out, they're really no problem. I don't know if they're territorial. That would make sense, but that's the one thing that I don't like about the PVC enclosures is the fact that they do have those glass doors and then they hit them constantly. They mess their jaws up, and I've heard many stories where they break their jaws or they break their neck and stuff like that. So it's a tough thing to, you don't want to put them in a rack system because everybody's going to judge you on that. But then again, if you put them, on PVC glass enclosures like these, you do run the risk, especially with real glass, about them damaging themselves, hitting on the, hitting their faces and stuff. So it's a catch-22 definitely on that, but I like to view them. I like to see them. So that's kind of like why I have the PVC. But man, I love her colors for being a normal. She's not super dark. It doesn't wash out her saddles or wash out the colorations. You can see the gray in the tops where it funnels down to the white belly scales, which is awesome. She's got really nice eyes, and I love the pattern behind her eyes as well. And she's kind of difficult to handle and have her stay still. But if I can show her tail, I really do like her tail as a normal. So I do have 2 red tails, 2 true red tails, and then her. But I don't know, it's tough. I like her tail, and then I like the Guyana's as well. So nice points on it. Just a really nice coloration overall on her. I just didn't get the whole general thing of just a common boa. It just looks really nice. And a lot of people don't like them because everybody's into the morphs. But if you're just a collector like I am right now, at least, I definitely think you should add a common boa into the mix, just because not all commons are the same either. They have different colors, they have different patterns, they have, what I'm saying? So you can go out and buy one for $100 or less, and it's gonna look different from the next one or the other one that you saw, or even this one. But she's starting to twist herself up. And all of these, all my boas are on medium rats, feeding them 2 to 2.5 weeks. So checking out the camera. I like hanging out with the boas. I don't know what it is about boas more than the ball pythons, but we'll put her back. All right, so this is my female ghost boa, and she is 2017, and she's definitely a lot smaller than the other 2, but easy to handle, and she loves to be handled. She's one of the more difficult ones to put back in the cage after she's been out for a while. But I love the ghost boas. I'm starting to really like a lot of stuff added into the ghost jungles, even I don't know if there's VPI out or not yet, but definitely the IMG. Let's see if we can get her tail in here. So nice colorations on her tail. Nice black circles, and this girl has a ton of speckling, a lot of them. And every time she sheds, she gets more and more speckling, which is awesome. I really like the speckling on a lot of the snakes because it gives it a very unique color to them individually. And I've seen some ghosts where they don't have any speckling or very few, and then I've seen some where they're all over the place, way more than what she has. But she's definitely probably one of my out of the biggest, and she's not even that big, but she's definitely one of the bigger boas. But she's probably one of the nicest going up to the cage and stuff like that. She won't strike at the cage, and she won't hiss at you or anything. So she's just a really nice, calm, docile snake. And even for BOA, she gets a little crazy and wants to, go all over the place and explore. But that's just common about them. And, sometimes it's nice to get them out to see them interacting and stuff rather than a ball python, which just doesn't really do much. There are some ball pythons that do like to interact. Not saying that they all don't, but it's not the same personality as the BOAs. But she definitely looks really good. I like the saddles on her. I like the colorations. I like the transitions on the body. And then she has some good muscle tone on her as well. So just wanted to show you guys really fast on the updates on these girls, since we have not seen them lately because they've been in shed. And her particularly, she gets really, really dark, and all of her colors really wash out. So not saying she doesn't look good or she looks ugly or anything, but definitely does not look this good fresh out of shed and a new skin. So the next BOAs that are up, and this is her shed right here. So another full complete shed. Eye caps are off on all of them, and she's going under the camera. So the next ones that should shed out is the Suriname BOA and the Ghosts and the Jungle Hypo. So those will be exciting to see because they get more speckling as well. Their colors get brighter. The Suriname's tail will get redder, and then hopefully on the snow, she'll start changing colors here soon. I don't know how fast they change their colors to the bright yellow, but hopefully we'll see the transition on her. And I think the Moon Glow should be coming up next. I really don't write any of this stuff down. I just noticed that they go into blue, and it's a little bit harder to see the moon, the snow, and the albino when they actually do go into blue, or into shed. Like if you miss the blue face on the eyes turning really hazy, if you miss that, then on the coloration, since they are so white anyways, that it's hard to tell. So sometimes you get a surprise shed out of them, which is awesome, which you're not expecting. But so in the upcoming weeks, hopefully next few days, actually they'll shed out, and it takes them a lot sooner to shed than these girls right here, because we're going on a week and a half, and I really wanted to show them to you guys, but wanted to wait till they're in their fresh skin. So that'll do it, guys. I appreciate the support on the channel, and I'm really thinking about starting to go live more often. Definitely probably on Tuesdays around 7 Eastern time. I don't know if that works out for a lot of people on the West Coast, but the last few times I've been live, I've been on for well over an hour and a half, not really expecting too much to happen, but a lot of people are starting to flow in. Good conversations, and so that's always a good thing. And so we'll see what happens. We'll keep that going, and if the day doesn't work, we can always switch it around. So hopefully you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for checking out the channel and the snakes, and I'll see you guys on the next video.